Hello and welcome back. Today I have something nice, and it is, I think, one of the highest models of the multimeters from UNI-T, and it's the UT181A, and it is 60,000 counts. It has not only the digit, also a bar graph, and I think it is even a trend recording. It comes with an infrared USB adapter. It can do true RMS, low pass filtering. I think it's a brand that we slowly need to take serious. We already have seen them make pretty nice signal generators, so I wonder what will this multimeter be like. It is a borrow from the Eile shop, and they wanted me to show you this because they have now, in this month April, they have a 5% discount. I will leave a code in the bottom, but first let's see if it's even worth it. Let's see. Nice box. Well, a box is just a box, and we're probably gonna take it out. So let's do that. And what we find here is the shape reminds me of something. Are they going to try to take on Fluke? Yeah, who knows? Okay, wow, it's kind of big. It's kind of big, and for comparison, let's put this one. And again, the shape and the design reminds me of something. Okay, what we have: manual, English and Chinese. It's good they have English, and look, they even have a trend recorder. That's pretty cool. I want to play with that. And what else we have? Well, I notice here there is a power adapter. So that probably means it has rechargeable batteries. Yes, it is lithium ion. And 2000 milliamps. It is replaceable. It's IP65. I'm not so sure about all these IP ratings, but it's probably splash proof. And let's see what we have in the back. I was looking if it's splash proof, then how do they charge this? I don't see a hole. I see here the infrared. Seems to be very popular with the multimeters, but probably because of the IP rating, then you can kind of close it. It still has communication. So what have we here? The leads. Well, it's not like Fluke soft, but it is soft. Looks nice. Good enough. Two temperature sensors. And here we have it. You just plug it in here, and then we have sensor T2 and T1, so we can measure two at the same time. Okay, we can play with that. The infrared. And this is how they charge it. You plug it in here, and you plug it in here, and then you charge it, and then we need to set it to the charge. Well, let's plug it in. Yeah. Data logging. Ooh, it's all color screen. And it's charging. Even you see how much is left. I like it's a color screen. Pretty neat. Yeah, the screen is very, very easy to read. And we have here different levels. And on the brightest level, like this. This is almost like bluish gray. As usual, I'm not reading, I'm just gonna see if I can push on buttons. I've now in AC mode. We have here some function buttons. Hold, range, select. The select is the same color as these, so probably it changes on those. Min max, 60,000 counts. a lot. And here we have the function buttons. It says menu, so if I click, okay, it says voltage AC, we can do peak, we can dB volts, we can even have a double with AC and Hertz at the same time, low pass in dBm, relative mode, and we probably just select with these buttons, yes, okay, low pass filter even, and okay, then we have a save button, probably to just save it as data. We can go record function. That doesn't seem to be necessarily related specifically for this function. And what is comp? And the setup seems to be general, communication, auto power, date and time. The time is not correct. Okay, seems to work as you expect. Okay, yes, it did that. More settings. Language settings. Oh, we can have a look at the languages. Oh, English. Portuguese, Espanol, English. And the beep you can switch off if you don't like that. Okay, so that seems to be, these are just general function and this seems to be related to the button. So if I go to the millivolts, look at that big scale, so it goes up to 60 millivolts, manual mode, 600, 600, okay, and then probably long push, yeah, back to auto, okay, makes sense. What options we have here? Also, we can measure here, I see AC and the DC component. Okay, let's play with that later. Okay, seems to be very straightforward. Voltage, DC. What can we do here? Peak, AC and DC component also. Okay, millivolts, peaks. We have the ohms. What can we do here? There are no, the relative is immediately available there. Okay. We have also continuity and nanoseconds. I need a pulsar for that. Diode modes. It does up to 3 volts. No special options. We have here capacitance, okay, frequency, but we can also do duty cycle and how many milliseconds. Makes sense to have these function underneath those. Microamp, pretty cool. DC and AC, milliamps AC and AC. And here we have also the AC-DC component and current. Yeah, also. It has lead errors because probably if we stick something in it, it will probably not do that anymore. Yeah, okay. So most of the AC current and voltage settings have this AC-DC component added together, and of course the charge mode. I forgot to mention here in the millivolt setting, DC millivolts, we also have the temperature, and we have both the sensors, the T1, the T2, and we can even say we want it the other way around, T2 in the top and T1 in the bottom, or we can do subtractions even, that we can find the difference between the two, and also either way around. Pretty cool. If you like it in Fahrenheit, depending on your region, you just push again and then it goes to Fahrenheit, and you can of course do the same tricks there. I apologize for the reflections on the screen. I think with this position it's a little bit better. What about the accuracy? Let's switch already on. Little calibrators. Well, first the AC voltage. That's why we need the DMM check plus. Let's put it on AC. AC voltage. And is it true RMS? Yes, I would think it's true RMS. Otherwise, we would have seen 5.5. And this one is exactly 5. Now we can also see if we change a bit that we want also with the frequency. Here it is. And it even says how many milliseconds that is. So we have almost 100 Hz with 10 milliseconds. So if I switch it over now to 100K, it does that. And even the value is close. What if we are going to use the low pass? It will probably cut off. It will take a while, I see, and the resolution is almost gone. Then go back to 100 Hz. What will happen then? I didn't check what is the cutoff. Maybe it's 1 kHz. I need to read about the low pass because the cutoff seems very, very sharp. Okay, now we are on AC. Let's do the same with the current. Milliamps. Go to the milliamps. And it should be 1 on AC, of course. The AC current seems a bit low because according to my specifications here, it should be exactly 1 and a bit even. So, okay, what about DC then? Yeah, DC, perfect. Spot on, that is what you expect. Okay, then we can also do the DC volts. It should be exactly 5. Yes. Let's do some resistance. That is usually spot on, even with the cheap meters. Oh, this is a quality meter. This is good. This is good. It's 1% resistors. The 1K is usually spot on. Yeah, also here. And 100. Yeah, no problems there. Can we do capacitors? We can. I must say it's easy to operate. 1 nano, yeah, seems good. These are less than, a little bit more than 1%, I think. But we get a perfect idea of the capabilities of the meter. Yep. Well, there was also frequency, so I like to do that again. And I just put it on AC. I think this is the 100 Hz. Yes. And we can also do duty cycle. I think it's 50%. Yes. And that was, I think it's at 10 milliseconds. 5. Okay. Then the other setting should be a lot less. 10K this is. Yeah. And also 50. For DC, I also like to play with my LPO2. which is pretty accurate for the price of the device. So let me see if it's actually 60,000 counts, if that is true. Okay, let's slowly go up. We do one more and then we are in the 60,000. Yes, it immediately switches over. Okay, look at this. They agree. And I'm actually more surprised about the LBO2 than about the UNI-T. But as long as they agree, we have the result. Now I'd like to see again the current. 4 milliamps, look at that. I was playing a bit. I have now in the charge setting, and it turns out that the adapter is charging between the milliamps and the COM because it thinks it's 100% and it's probably just measuring the current. So when the current drops, then apparently the battery is full. That's why it says charging completed. Fine. So if you lose your adapter, just charge it on these ports. It probably is not in the manual. Let's play with the temperature. I will not unpack the sensors completely because it's a borrow. And so we should have two sensors. I see both temperatures. I touched one more than the other, I think, but if I do this, it immediately goes up. And here also. And what if we do the one minus the other? Then we should see the difference. Yeah. So if I hold them both, after holding them both, they start to adjust now to the ambient temperature, but I do that both. So the difference between the two of them also will be not that much. You can see the two temperatures right there. Now let's push again for the Fahrenheit. Then it forgets we wanted to do the difference. Okay, so operating is very simple. Now I need to see how we can have this trend graph. And I will quickly look in the manual, and it's probably just a recording, and then after you record it, you can change how you want to display the recording. But I just want to be sure. About the low pass filter, we see here that the cutoff is indeed around 1K, and before that there is no problem, but it is probably designed for the sine. Well, let me just try that again, because I read also that the lower ranges are available if you use the filter, but only automatic mode is not available. So that means that I should have a better view on so if I now go to low pass, then I can do a manual range, but still maybe because it's a square it starts to clean it a little bit too much, and then we have less. The compare mode is also interesting because here it can compare between the internal voltage reference that you say, okay, I want it to beep on pass. That I don't necessarily understand, but okay. Then we say, okay, plus 1 volt, plus 3 volts. So I probably need to be in between. So it passes. We need to beep it on fail. because the value is now, yeah, okay. So then we say up on fail, it needs to beep, and that means if we are, let me set it to 1.1, start it. Now the value is between 1 and 3, so it is a pass. Then it doesn't beep, but if it goes below, it starts to beep. Okay, interesting. And then interesting. Okay, let's try this recording option. And I will just slowly go 1 volt up. Let's see which meter is more easy. Because what I want to do, I want to compare later I think I need to record then. Okay, the name, yes. Every second. And we do that for 1 minute. Okay. Perfect. This one the same, save. Record. 1 minute. Okay. Seems the same. Start. Then I go slowly up. About meters, we have a lot of values here. There's recording for 1 minute, we had 25 samples. This one has 61 samples. Yeah, why do we not? Because we have every second, then why is it only 25 events? Okay. Here. Okay, trend. It tells you the minimum, the maximum, and the average. Trend graph. And then here we have a summary button. That's the same again as we had. And I think here you could walk or zoom in, zoom out. So what does this do? Yeah, same. Zoom in, zoom out. And like this you walk. Okay, so it has a little bit more options because we can now go through the values here. That is the same, but here we can zoom in a little bit more, it seems. So I have downloaded from the website of UNI-T the software. So it is here. There are 2 versions, one is shipped and one is just the setup. I hope the setup is enough that it also holds the driver. So let's just see what it's doing. Yes, that's okay. So I'm pointing also at the meter. I go always to my hardware manager and just to see if it adds support or not, or what it's actually adding. So hopefully it is it's doing something. It is a CP201 UART bridge. So probably it just worked. I didn't see an error. Okay. Connect. I would think. How do I device? Really can't see how I can read the data from the meter that we just recorded. If it is possible, then it is very difficult to find. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. You need to switch on first the communication, But the software could have given feedback that it cannot see the meter or something, because if we do now, probably to save power, you can switch it off. And now we have a reading also here in the on the left side. And if I increase the voltage, we will see that in the screen. This is actually pretty cool. But I didn't find a way how to read the data from the device itself. If I say view, the save is empty. Okay. So the trend I probably not recorded then. Oh yes, here it is. Ah, okay. It was purely because it was not connected. So the software also works. It is not that intuitive, at least usually I find out very quickly how it works. The feedback on the software could be better if the meter is connected, yes or no, because now it just says yes, it's connected, and then apparently it's connected to the adapter and not necessarily to the meter itself. So maybe with a little tooltip, just when you click connect, that there is one screen that says, think about in the setup menu, you need to switch the communication on, just as a reminder. But the rest, it worked. And in the end, we could actually also download our recording. But it wasn't a button download, it was a button view. So then view could be your local or the meter. But anyway, little adjustments to the software would make it a lot more easy to use. Clearly, UNI-T has had a good look at Fluke. And most of the functions look exactly the same. The trend is exactly the same if you look at it. And but yeah, well, the Fluke is like €1,000 and the UNI-T is like €400, so that does make a difference. I must say I like the color screen. It is white on black instead of the other way around, and that is a good visibility. I must say I like it. It's friendly for the eyes. And well, it's a lot more. Yeah, I was not planning to do a compare with Fluke because it is another league, but still, if you see, they come very close, I would think. That it charges through the ports in the front is a bit funny, but I can understand if you want to make it sort of waterproof. It's an IP65, and maybe that's why they choose to do it in the front. And I think it's a great idea, instead of just using normal batteries, that you have your rechargeable ones with lithium ion, high capacity, so you can actually use it for a few hours, because the nicer the screen is, the more fancy stuff that you build in, the more power the processor is going to use, so it makes sense. I think going through the menus was quite easy. All the functions are there where you expect them. I haven't found, but maybe it's because I didn't read, that there are special buttons that you need to push long for something to do. Yes, the range button, but I kind of expected that also. So I think, yeah, pretty good design, or very good copy. It is a borrow, so I'm not going to open it, but I think we have got a good idea of what the meter can do. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.